WVON 1690 AM, the talk of Chicago, and she's playing that song for me because it was a sad day at my house. I guess I should feel okay because the train wasn't really for me anyway. Found that out the hard way, but we did have a train, and, you know, ride the train.
Choo-choo.
The choo-choo, right. But it's nice to have wonderful memories of the holidays, and I hope that most people have I know that there are some people who really don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't take it for granted at all. Still have a lot of my family and the people who have passed on. I still have got wonderful memories of them. My grandfather was the biggest kid in the world.
Okay.
And he was the one who would help pick the toys, and when I had First Communion, he took me to go get my dress. You know, just things like that you have really fond memories, and you know that they were all fixing all the toys and everything in the living room, and then, of course, all the adults opened their gifts on Christmas Eve. You got to watch them. I never was sad about that because they always shared the cookies and the candy and all of that type of stuff, and they always got wonderful gifts.
Yeah, you know, even when some of the holidays seem to be kind of made up, you know, you still kind of relish over the fact that, you know what, my family has this particular tradition.
That's right.
And, you know, and I do think that the holidays are very stressful for some people. So I'm with you when you say, you know, let's just operate in the spirit of gratefulness and family. So I think that's why Kwanzaa is important.
Yeah.
Because it's a reflection of unity. And it, like he said, like Mansong said, it sort of brings us back into the collective sort of spirit.
Which is our community.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're a very collective group of people, which is why as we get away from that, I think we have more problems.
Yes. So I think now, sort of more than ever, celebrations like Kwanzaa are very important for us to be able to sort of reflect on traditions and history and just bring ourselves together, because we're divided. We are divided. You know, we divided, Kim.
We are. And it's the idea that we don't all have to agree on everything, but there are certain core values it looks like that we would kind of come together on. And
one thing that I don't like how it takes the holidays for people to come together.
Well, and people are so nice on the holidays.
So nice.
I mean, everyone's holding doors, and, you know, I went to go mail something at the mailbox, you know, that you pull your car up to, and the woman in front got out of her car, came to my car to see if she could put my letter in the mailbox for me.
Wow.
I was like,
okay,
I'm going to say Merry Christmas even in May. In May, I'm going to still be saying Merry Christmas if that is the type of...
You know, I feel like, okay, so as black people, we cool up until New Year, then Black History Month come around, and we get mad. We start reflecting on history, and we get back mad.
Well, yeah, and we do have some things to be mad about, but if we're going to be mad, let's be mad jointly.
Let's be mad together.
You know what I'm saying? You got to have something that you come together on, and with all this stuff coming up with the election,
yes,
it's about to get wild.
Listen, Black History Month is about to be lit.
It's going to there's going to be a new meaning to Black History Month. That is so true. I mean, there are people who really don't even want to do Christmas anymore because they're so tired of the fighting and the stress, and it's turned into just what can you get for me and what I can get for someone, and I've spent all my money and I have nothing for the bills for the rest of the year because I went overboard trying to impress.
The culture of consumption.
Oh, that's a very good phrase for it.
That's what we do. We buy, we expect to give and receive. That's why I'm telling you, I tried to replace Christmas with Kwanzaa. Nobody was going. Nobody was going for it. And so I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where I think certain traditions, you have to instill them within the younger generation so that it's not even if you don't open up 50 million presents, then, you know, you're still appreciative of the time that you can spend with your family.
That's right, because it is about that, because one day you will not have family.
Oh,
Isn't that? I mean, I'm just being for real.
Man, Kim, come on now. We trying to operate in the spirit of the
I'm operating
holidays.
in the spirit, but I'm being honest about it. When you really think about it, if you are still alive, there will be people who will not be alive.
So we kind of talked about this in terms of cooking because I asked you. I said, what are you guys eating?
Mm-hmm.
And it's you don't. So you know how we kind of pass down traditions through food as Black people. And so once Big Mama dressing ain't on the table no more, that's when you realize Big Mama is gone and nobody took the time to learn her dressing recipe.
Right, and people are, well, so it used to be a time where one woman, because you weren't going to have two women of the same age in the kitchen at the same time. It wasn't going to work.
Too many cooks in the kitchen spoil the broth.
That's right. And one woman could cook that whole meal. She would handle the whole meal.
Yes.
When's the last time you saw that, Ruthie?
No, I don't. Everybody cater. You cater this, you cater that.
Buy a lot of stuff.
100%.
Yeah, so
that's a tradition that, is deeply rooted.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fading away? I think it is, Kim. I can't think of one holiday meal that I remember one person cooking since my grandmother passed away.
I can't think of it either. And just one person taking care of all of it. Then you might do the dishes, I can't think of it.
Wow.
I can't think of it either.
Wow.
We're going to take a break. You are listening to WVON 1690 AM, the Talk of Chicago. This is the morning show, and we are going to break right now for news, traffic, and weather.
The Talk of Chicago and the voice of the nation. 1690 WVON, Berwyn, Chicago. Chicago, and the voice of the nation is 1690 WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
Hitting a wall, hunting a cop killer. I'm Michael Toscano. Air Force One touchdown at Joint Base Andrews outside Washington, D.C. at 5:12 this morning. President Trump home now from his surprise trip to Iraq. And he's already tweeting, writing, "We desperately need a wall," referring to the southern border. Correspondent Jerry Bodlander tells us negotiations seems to have hit a wall in the continuing partial government shutdown.
There's nothing to indicate the impasse over money for a border wall will be resolved anytime soon. Both sides are digging in their heels. The standoff that's preventing approval of funding for a host of government departments and agencies appears headed for a second weekend.
Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen says following the deaths of 2 migrant kids in U.S. custody at the southern border, care for those who are in custody of the U.S. is being stepped up.
One CBP official put it in very stark terms, quote, "We're not designed to hold all these people. A complete overhaul needs to happen. We're overcrowded, understaffed. We don't have the manpower to deal with this crisis."
That's correspondent Dan Simon in El Paso, Texas. Police in Northern California this morning are hunting for the man suspected of killing a police officer who stopped his truck in a small California town. A Stanislaus County police spokesman says 33-year-old officer Ronil Singh was shot yesterday after stopping that pickup truck without a license in Newman, about 100 miles southeast of San Francisco.
Radio transmission was shots fired, which